What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, How to Cook. And today we're making orange stovetop ribs in the kitchen, fast, easy, and simple. Make sure you subscribe, goodie, if you have not done so, and turn on your post notifications so you won't miss any of my uploads. And for all of my returning goodie, don't know my love, on the ready for cook. Come on, let's cook.
What prayer can do. Hypocrite and bad mind must flow. The same mouth will cheer for you, and the same one them would turn round and boo. Yeah, prayer me I use and win. Prayer me I use and win.
Okay, goodies, let's cook. Now we have our ribs here that's been washed nice and clean with salt, lemon juice, and vinegar. Be sure that you remove the membrane underneath the bottom portion of the ribs before you actually season your meat. Now what I'm going to do after I get done with that step is just get a clean paper towel and pat dry off the excess liquid that is on the ribs before I actually put my seasonings on, right? Now to season is very mellow. I added a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to add some ground ginger to it. I'm also going to add a half teaspoon of that as well. Now, I'm not going to write anything in the description box, y'all, okay? So be sure that you guys are really listening to what I'm saying here. Now, I'm adding a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, in addition to that, we're going to add some kind of a meat seasoning of some sort, right? We're doing beef ribs here, so I choose this. You could substitute that. And I did add a teaspoon of that as well. I did also add a half teaspoon of chili powder and a tablespoon of paprika. And if I didn't tell you guys how much ribs I'm making, I think I have about 6 pieces of ribs or so, right? 6. Now we're going to add some greens here. So I'm adding a teaspoon of oregano. Also, I'm having some cilantro to it. So I'm adding a teaspoon of cilantro. And then to that, I'm adding some parsley, dried parsley flakes. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of that as well. To kick it up another notch, we're going to add some thyme to give it extra added flavor. So I did go in and add a half teaspoon of thyme, dried thyme. I'm adding some cloves here. Of course, you could use a powdered one, but I used whole cloves here. A half teaspoon, a tablespoon of garlic here, and a tablespoon of dark brown sugar, right, is what I added here. Then I added a teaspoon of vinegar. Any kind of vinegar that you have is great. And that's all that I put on my meat. I'm going to give it a nice little season here. Just rub it all in. Make sure it's all seasoned all through and through, front and back. So flip it over and rub your season in. I'm going to allow these ribs to sit a little bit, y'all, because this is ribs meat and I really want it to really go through the little meat with upon the bone. So I'm going to let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes of marinating time, and then it should be good to go. If you like, you could let it sit longer based on how much hungry people you have in your house. But for me, 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes tops was good enough for me, okay? That is what it looks like when it's nicely seasoned. Of course, you could make it your own by substituting other seasonings of your choice. Make your kitchen happy, right? Use what you like, but this was perfect for me. And again, y'all, I'm not gonna write down in the description box because, you know what I'm saying, just because. So yeah, I'm gonna walk you through what I added here and the amounts. That's all said and done. We're gonna let that sit and chill, and then we'll move on to our next step. Good. If you're watching me so far, please do not hesitate to thumbs up the videos while you're here. Just go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me, and then come back, right? All right, down below it there now. Thumbs up the video for me, all right, so that the video could be pushed out wider. Now, in a pan here, I added just a tad bit of oil, maybe about a tablespoon, not a lot, okay? I'm using extra virgin olive oil. Of course, you could substitute that out as well. All right, so now we're adding our ribs in to the pan. We're going to give it some crispy color as if you had put it out on the grill. And again, I said before, I think I said I had 6 pieces. Yeah, I have 6 pieces of ribs meat here. If you don't want to use beef, y'all, you could use pork ribs Whatever suits you, you just go ahead and do that. All right, so we add in her ribs here, down, so the bony part up and the meaty part down. Right now, after about, I'll say 3 minutes at a medium heat, you want to flip it over. 3 to 4 minutes at a medium heat, 5 minutes the most. That is what it looks like. It looks as if you had put it out on the grill. Right, it's going to start to get a nice crispy golden brown. That's what you want. Okay, so go ahead and just turn them around, and look what magic is doing. You know what I mean? Yes, honey. So that looks amazing, amazing. And the smell, y'all, the smell is, it smells off the chain good, off the chain good. Now that's what it looks like, as you can see, and be sure that you don't burn it, because if you're seasoning, it will burn easily. Okay, now what I did here, after I turned them on the other side, I added some homemade green seasoning here. Minona asked me for the green seasoning recipe, y'all. I do have the green seasoning recipe up, but just haven't had the time to put the link in the description. But if I do forget it, please remind me, and I will go ahead and put the link, at least put the link down there, right? So you guys could have an idea how I made my green seasoning. It's just regular greeneries that I find in the supermarket, and just blend them up and green season we have. All right, so what I'm going to do after I put my green season on is cover it up for about 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. Okay, at medium heat, still at medium heat, and this is what it is going to look like. Okay, as you can see, it starts to produce a nice little natural gravy in the bottom. Look at that, that's all juices that's coming out of the meat. We're going to go ahead and transfer. So in another pan, all right, you had some foil paper in bottom, then you get some orange peels. I'm using Florida oranges, any kind of orange will do, it doesn't matter. So you peel your orange, you don't peel it, you need a slice, just slice it up just like I'm doing here. I don't know what I talk about this sometime. Anyway, I must see the weather. But I went ahead and sliced up the oranges and laid them in the bottom of the foil in the frying pan. Then you want to go in, my mouth of water. Then you want to go in and place those beautiful colored ribs that is filled with all that flavor from your green seasoning on top of your sliced oranges. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Just place them right on top of it. Just like I'm doing here, y'all. This recipe is one of those recipes that is so easy to make. It is so mellow, and it's filled with so much flavor, honey. You definitely want to try this recipe. This is a must try, okay? When you do this one, you will never forget the flavor. Just be sure that you had a lot of honey on there, okay? Had your honey on there, all right? And then all the juices that is left over, you just go ahead and pour that. Don't waste anything, because that is more flavor on your meat. That honey with this good flavor here is nothing to play with, okay? Just give it some love, my darling. Give it some love and pour on that honey, that good honey, okay? Because this right here is going to do some magic. Magic. When I tell you magic, I mean magic, all right? Now, after you put your honey on there, and believe me, I was generous, okay? I went ahead and just cover it over. So just be sure that you have enough foil to cover over your ribs. You want to be sure that once this thing starts to cook right here, the steam is locked in and it tenderizes the meat, right? So go ahead and just seal it nice and tight here, just like I'm showing you here, y'all. And after you do this, it's very simple. Just go ahead and put the lid on it and turn your fire down between medium and low heat. Do not turn it on high heat, because you want this thing to steam. Look at all that steam, all right? When you get done, boo, that's what you're gonna have. If it don't look like that, you did something wrong, goody. Now, listen, after 35 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes, you open up this bad boy. That is what you have on the inside. It is filled with all the orange flavor, just like if you had put it on the grill. When me tell you, say turn up, the thing full of flavor, the thing nice, the meat was nice and tender. And trust me, it tastes better than if you put it on the grill. Amazing. I did go and had a little bit of barbecue sauce, my favorite barbecue sauce ever on there. It turned up loud and the thing was, it was just, listen, it was an understatement, okay? Just be sure that you're spreading this good love with all your friends and family. Tell them what go on over here because it's a meat here and an ordinary meat. Bring them goodie and send them come and waiting, alright? And when you get done doing all of that, tell me, what do you want to see me cook next? In my kitchen. And remember as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!